Hello, I'm Valerie McLennan. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. I hope you're well. It is an absolute scorcher. Now, if you've been following me a while, you know I have released an album. Yeah, I did. And it's called I'm an Autumn and Spring Kind of Woman. I know. But the summer is relentless. It won't leave me alone. I don't want to seem ungrateful. The third heatwave of the summer in Scotland. I know. Anyway, I hope you're surviving. I know you're interested, I normally produce my podcast in the evening. However, I thought if I leave it any later today, I probably won't have the power of speech, as it is getting very, very warm out there. Now, I hope you're enjoying it. I know many people love the intense heat. They love lying on the beach. They love all of the above. Oh, not I. I like 20 degrees. I keep saying this. Now, I think tomorrow, Friday, etc., we're maybe 2021. Happier, a little soul shall I be. Anyway, so did you listen to my previous podcasts? Did you? The most recent one was one regarding the church fire. If you missed that one, can I ask you to kindly revert back and take a few minutes to listen? It's very important. It is. Now, there was one part on the previous podcast regarding the church fire that I mentioned. There was, a select few items were saved. Like the name of the church above the door remained intact, the bell, and a couple of other little bits, other little items we discovered, that were still there. I know, and some people would say, it depends what it's made of. I mentioned this a previous day, I know. Just in case you're thinking I'm losing my memory. No, I'm not. I remember. I did say this the other day. I'm just kind of repeating. Thank you. To be so careful. Ever since you said that the other day. What's wrong with her? Nothing's wrong with me. Thank you. Now, as the heat. No, I did, on a serious point, I did mention there was a few items managed to work. Considering the whole entire church was ashes on the ground, a few items, the bell, the sign, some other couple of bits. And I did say on the podcast, I said, don't jump in saying it depends what it was made of, just in case. I might have got a little cynical response saying it depends what the thing is made of. Now, I just want to tie this in with today. If you think of that comment, like some people could have that likelihood to say, well, of course it was saved, it depends what it's actually made of. You didn't burn, that doesn't burn. Anyway, my point, I'm getting there. I'm taking the scenic route. My point being, on planet Earth and on my quest, my spiritual journey, as I keep repeating, depending on what you are made of, will either get you through this journey on Earth with slightly more ease on your journey, or you will make it much more difficult. And it all comes down to each and every one of us. What are we made of? What are we made of? Let alone the items in the church that managed to survive. What are you made of? How many times have you heard that comment? Like people, it tended to be like older people would say, come on now, show us what you're made of. That kind of thing, tongue in cheek. But it's crucial. What are you made of? Are you going to crumble at the first hurdle that comes along? Are you going to keep crumbling? Are you going to always need someone else for their moral support? Have you got enough in your own tank? Would you be able to stand up and be counted on your own? Are you consciously aware? You don't have to even tell me. You just repeat this to yourself. Do you depend solely on another human being for all of your emotional needs? If catastrophe hits, if anything hits, the slightest thing, any emotional trauma, anything in the world, do you automatically look to either a partner, a friend, someone else to get you through? Now, in my mind, that's not a great thing, because we come in here alone and we go back out alone. The bit comes in the middle. I would suggest in a very kind way, spend your time focusing on building your inner world. Other people are a bonus. I keep saying this. Other people are a bonus. They're wonderful, yes, if there are people there. The day that you realise that you can walk this world, stand on your own 2 feet, and whatever's coming along, that you, in your tank, you have worked your mind, your spirit, everything, through years. It's not easy. I can assure you it's not easy. You have to retrain your mind. And if you get your mind in such a way that you're living your life, that whatever comes, I will face this. I will face it. Other people, It is a bonus, as I keep saying. Nobody knows what's round the corner. If you put all of your trust in another human being, it can change in a flash, in an instant. Where you find that you get your inner strength from is the day you realise that you can do this on your own. Not that you don't need other people or you don't want other people, no. But that you know in your mind and in your spirit that you are okay. Now this brings me back to, what are you made of? When when the trials come, when those challenges, when you're facing the emotional fires, what are you made of? Are you going to be able to get through? Are you going to crumble? Are you just going to fall apart? Are you emotionally just on the precipice? So that was the point I was trying to make. When I was saying about the church and different things survived and different things, I know some people might jump on and go, well, it depends. It brings you to that important aspect. What are you made of? Now, if I was you, I've done that. Listen, I'm not saying anything to you that I don't do myself. I sometimes think, right, if this happened, if that happened, if this happened, if that happened, have I got the inner strength and the mindset to get me through? Now, as I have repeated until I'm blue in my face, this has taken years. It doesn't fall in your lap. Whatever age you are today, you've become the person that you've allowed your mind and your thoughts to turn you into the person you believe you are today. When you look in the mirror, depending on the thoughts in your mind and who you've told yourself you are, is what can be projected through your mind, through your eyes into the world. And this is a person that you have told yourself that you are. So what happens then is you start to act in the same fashion as this person you've told yourself you are. I'll give you an example. If you're always kind of dragging yourself down or putting yourself down, you will look in the mirror and you'll find your faults. You'll always focus on your faults. When you're in the world, your mannerisms and your actions, everything will start to mimic what you believe in your mind about yourself. If you're continually telling yourself you're not worthy, this is just an example. If you're always saying you're not worthy, or I'm this or I'm that, if it tends to be negative, you will find that when you look through your eyes, this is what you see in the world, because it's coming back like a mirror. You're looking out there, this is what you're putting out, this is what's been returned. When anything comes along, emotionally, you won't have what it takes because you're telling yourself you're not worthy. I'm not worthy. What do I expect? I just expect this. I expect the worst. This is what you're putting in the world. I'll settle for this. What do I expect? I hear people saying this all the time. No, I won't stand up for myself. I will just take whatever's coming along. Get treated badly, treated poorly, emotionally, where I'll accept. No, why are you accepting it? Because every time you do that, it's building up in your mindset. You then look in the mirror. You start to tell yourself you are this person that you believe you are now. It goes into the world and it comes back to you. So when the time comes, inwardly, just from people I've known over the years and spoken to, inwardly, they could be like a jelly. They're trying to project a kind of a confident, image in the world. Inwardly, they know, and they have said themselves, they feel like a jelly on a plate inwardly, that they know their emotions don't match what they're trying to project. This is what I keep saying about spirituality. If you get your mind correct, it affects everything. It affects your confidence. It affects your ability just to function. I'm not talking about an ego. Nothing to do with ego. It's what's going to get you through the situations and the challenges that we all face in life. And I keep coming back to that. Have you got what it takes? Who are you? What's going to go? So you have to ask yourself these questions. What are you made of? Are you going to stand up for yourself? Are you going to work in your mindset? Are you just going to accept, well, I'm at this age now, what's the point? As I keep saying, que sera, sera. You can change your life today or tomorrow. You have to work at it though. All of the years you've been on earth has made you the person you are today. You can't just suddenly think, well, you've got to reprogram, and it's determination. You've got to have a stubbornness. You've got to tell yourself you're not allowing poor behaviour or other people or anything to affect your peace of mind. Now, I used to hear this years ago. I didn't realise the importance of it when I was younger, obviously. If you don't make peace of mind be a crucial aspect of your life, it affects everything. If your mind is erratic, just think of this for a second. If you allow worry, fear and anxiety, the whole thing, to grab your mind and your thoughts, it's going to affect your health. It's impossible it doesn't affect your health. because we're all energy. So thoughts, the whole thing is energy based. So if you just accept, well, whatever, I am, I'm surrounded by people who are negative, that doesn't make any difference. You can just block that out. You don't have to just, other people can radiate negativity and try and throw it to you. This is another one. People can offer resentment. You don't have to accept. People can throw negativity your way. You don't have to accept. And what that means is you don't allow it to register in your mind. If someone tries to put you down, you don't sit thinking over and over and over, well, and start playing it like a little song in your head, and then you start to believe what that other person has said. Why? It's a human being. On earth, we are all flawed. I know it's very difficult to believe that with myself. I know. I can't understand that myself. We are all human beings on earth. We are all flawed. Every single one. We wouldn't be on earth if otherwise. We're all trying to get through earth unscathed to the best of our ability. And as I keep saying, this path that I'm on is certainly not easy. You've got to work at it. It's the same as you would if you were going to the gym. It's the same as if you were going to sit an exam. Anything, you have to retrain your mind. And then at the end of the day, you think, well, this is the day you will feel a confidence, a kind of just a stillness or a confidence when you know no matter what comes along, I have built up my mind and my inner world to know that I can face it. I'm not going to crumble. I'm not going to keep telling myself my faults. I'm not going to keep, other people are quite good at that. Other people will point out your faults until the cows come home. That's a funny expression, isn't it? I know. Until the cows come home. I know. You don't have to accept it. Just say, no. That's other people's opinion doesn't have to register with you. That's fine. And don't keep being another thing. Don't be a people pleaser where you just go, oh yes, and oh yes. You have to have the courage to stand up for yourself emotionally and speak and, vocalise how you're actually feeling. If you suppress how you're really feeling, just to say yes and not ruffle feathers and not upset the apple cart type of thing, it'll affect your health in the longer run. You're not doing any good because people grow. It's all about personal development, personal growth. You're not going to grow personally or in anything. You're not going to grow in any way if you're suppressing your feelings, suppressing your emotions, the whole thing. Now remember, it's all energy. What's in your head and your thoughts, it's travelling down into your body, into your health. It's all energy and it'll block somewhere. You're going to get blockages of energy. What you've got to do is think, no. And you've got to, from today, think, I'm not allowing other people's thoughts to even enter my radar or my mindset, and just in your mind, just ignore it, block it. Just imagine there's something there and it's not, you've got a guard on your mind. There's some big guard standing there in your mind saying, no entry. You've got to do that, not to allow it in, because if you start letting it into your mind and then you start to think it, then you start to believe it, then you will start to act it. The minute you start to act it, that's your energy going in the world and that's your life. That's you. That's all it's about. Life is supposed to be very, very simple. You've been given the gift to create your words. You speak out and you're going to receive it back. That's all. There's nothing really complicated about life. We complicate it. If you think of life as being very, very simple, you've been given the gift of words and thoughts. Why? Why would your creator bother? It's not as if your creator didn't have anything else to do with their time. No. You've been given this opportunity on earth. You've been given the ability to think your thoughts yourself. I can't think in your mind. You can't think in mine. You've got to think your thoughts, speak the words out. You have the control over each and every part of that. If you're feeling you're very weak, just think, hold on, what do you mean I'm weak? I can think, I can allow the thoughts I want in my mind and I can stop them if I don't. Who's got more? That's very powerful. If only you would do it. I have the ability to speak out the words I want to speak. And I won't speak out words that I don't want to experience in my life. Listen to what you're saying right at this minute. Listen to what you're speaking, because that's coming back. And if you don't like what you're saying and you don't want it as an experience, stop saying it. Thank you. Now, I just wanted to remind you of that. Now, those are all kind of just very, very basic aspects of spiritual laws, but you have to work on it. And it's not just a fluffy thing, sitting doing yoga or sitting on a cloud. No, it affects your mind. It'll affect your health, your self-esteem, your self-worth, your personal development. It's nothing to do with sitting on a cloud, whatever. All of the above is very important. Yoga, etc. It all calms the mind. It all calms the mind down. And that's what it's all about. What's it all about, Alfie? If you're a new listener, I apologise. Sometimes I burst into song. And that song seems to be quite a common one. Don't know why. Anyway, look after each other. And I shall be back again later. It's so warm out there. 27. I know that doesn't sound much in old money. But 27 feels about 35. That's all I'm saying. My age, 35. Thank you for listening. Catch you soon. Bye for now.